What's going on, guys? It's Quicksilver, and let's see, today I'm hanging out in my snapshot review world because I wanted to talk a little bit about 1.8, more specifically how 1.8 will be impacted by my texture pack, or I guess how my texture pack will be impacted by 1.8 would be a little more appropriate to say. They've done a little bit of stuff. I'm not going to do a really in-depth, thorough coverage of it. I know there are a lot of guys who've done some really good, thorough coverage of it. I know BdoubleO has done some good stuff that I've seen. I think, oh man, who else have I seen that's done them? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people that have done some stuff out there. If you want to check out, like I said, if you want to check out a good one, I know BdoubleO has done a good one. But I did want to show you really the big thing, or I guess the biggest thing so far. They may do some other stuff. Who knows? That I wanted to talk about really are just the textures. I'm not going to worry about going into details on how they're changing enchanting, which is going to use lapis and levels now, and there are a couple other things. I'm not going to worry about telling you how to make some of these blocks. You can find those out, like I said, on some of the other things that are out there. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a quick rundown of the new blocks before I go ahead and get started with the actual episode we're going to do. So without any further yapping, I will show you what I've got over here. These are the three new stone types that they're giving us, and the slime block, and I will talk about those as I go through each one. So I guess the first one to see here is granite. This is the way that I have styled it to look in my texture pack. So when you find it actually growing wild in your, or not growing, but when you find it actually occurring naturally in your world, that's what it'll look like. And when you actually polish it out, you will get a piece that looks like that. And I've gone ahead, I've given it like a really fine line, so it'll be like a cool kind of a tile. So tile kind of an appearance. I've used that on all three of the new stone types. So that would be granite. Oops, hang on a sec, guys. Oops. There we go. So that is granite. This next one is actually diorite, I guess is what it's called. And it's kind of this really cool Dalmatian-y looking, speckledy looking rock. And this is what it'll look like when you find it naturally in your world. And then if you polish that one up, again, I've got that look for it. So it's really pretty cool. I'm not sure, I'm still editing this, so this is not available for download. I may get rid of these seams in here. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of them at first. I thought it'd be really kind of cool, but I'm not sure I'm loving them now. So anyway, we will worry about that later. And this one is maybe my fave. I went a little darker with it than I think the normal texture pack goes. This is called, what is this one called? This is andesite. So that's what it's going to look like when it is growing wild in the world, if you happen to find a little pocket of it. And then actually the polished version of that one is pretty cool. It's the first dark stone really that I think that I've really done a lot with, and it's a little bit, like I said, I think the actual texture in Minecraft is probably closer to the way that it looks when it's mined, but again, I tried to actually go a little more realistic with this stuff. So the research that I did looking at Google online was the andesite seems to, is that the right name for it? Man, I'm getting confused already. These are bad new names for me. Yeah, the polished andesite, everything I was finding looked a little more like that. So, and the slime blocks, you get those just by putting 4 slime balls together, and it will give you, I want to say it's 4 slime blocks. I'm not really sure how I feel about these things yet. I like the way they look. They look like little miniature slimes, pretty much. The actual blocks themselves just look, you actually move a little slow on them when you're actually walking on them. I guess it's to kind of show that your feet are sticking to it or something. What I do like about them, though, is we can go up as high as we want to here. And we can set our game mode, oops, back to 0 here. I think that's right. Yep, and we can fall, and boom, you bounce right off of that stuff. Sound effects courtesy of me. Unfortunately, in the research that I've done with these things to date, and as you can see, you just kind of slow down, you'll notice we didn't take any damage from that fall. The damage that I've got in my health bar down there was already there. But yeah, you take no damage when you land on these suckers. However, the testing that I did do on it, now let me see here. Can I? Yeah, man, I'm still getting used to this keyboard. I love it because it's lit and I can see it at night, which is really helpful for a boy like me. What I don't like about it is it's really sticky. So If we do this, boom, and we hit the ground, you will take damage from the second surface that you hit. So there's no way. I was hoping maybe it would be a kind of a neat way to say, okay, I've got a base that's this tall, we can jump down on this thing and then just kind of move over and keep running, but you will take damage from the second, I guess the second fall, from whatever the height is. So while it does negate some of your damage if you do something like that, because you don't bounce up as high as you were when you first dropped, you do still bounce up a considerable amount of whatever your fall height was, and you will take damage from whatever the new fall height was when you hit just the solid ground. So I don't know, I'll keep looking at this stuff to see if they change anything on it. Like I said, so far nothing really new with it. It seems to, just from the research that I've seen, I think DocAm77 actually also did some stuff on this. Maybe it was the Zip Crowd boys, I don't know. It would seem like something those guys would do. It seems like entities will bounce on that stuff, but blocks will not. Like if I drop sand down, it doesn't bounce, which is a bummer. I was hoping we might be able to take advantage of that to make some kind of a sand generator or something, but it's not looking very promising at the moment. However, if I go in here with a living entity, like a creeper or a cow or whatever else, where the heck are the eggs? Here we go. We'll use a pig just because I can see the block, and I do that, he will bounce. So animals will bounce, monsters will bounce, people will bounce, of course, but the actual block entities so far will not. Nor will arrows. I did do a little experimentation with trying to shoot arrows into these things, thinking that'd be kind of cool if they'd bounce off of there, but they don't. So I thought, yeah, it might be kind of fun. You could like shoot one of these things on an angle like this and maybe bounce it off and get some cool ricochet shots and stuff. But it doesn't seem to be the case, which is a little bit of a shame. Mojang, if you happen to see this video before you put this thing out, unlikely. It would be really cool, especially I would think for adventure map makers, to make people shoot around corners and things like that. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's in the cards for us, guys. So anyway, those are the new blocks. Like I said, kind of cool, kind of some neat new building textures, I guess, is really what we're getting out of it. It's granite, we have diorite and andesite, and then of course the slime blocks. All of these can also be crafted. I think cobblestone and quartz will give you, maybe it's the diorite, I think, and then you can mix that with maybe cobblestone and get this stuff, or maybe it's the other way around, and then you can mix those with whatever that resultant block is with quartz, I think, and you can get granite out of that. So anyway, if you were curious to know more about that, BdoubleO, that's where I learned that stuff, was from his YouTube videos. He does a good little explanation of that stuff and shows you how to make them and all that good stuff in a pretty entertaining little video. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get out of here now. That is really all I have to show you for the texture pack. I will let everybody know when I make that available to the public. Like I said, I may goof around a little bit more with the actual the seams, I guess that you could call it, that I've got in here. I'm not sure I'm a fan of those. Not really sure about that granite texture either. Maybe I'll darken that up a little bit. It seems a little bright to me. So anyway, I will look at those things and I will let you know when they're updated. But in the meantime, let's get cracking with an aesthetic build. Alright guys, here we are back over in the Let's Play world. And I think today, like I mentioned just a second or two ago, I think we're going to work on an aesthetic build. I think I mentioned the end of my last video where we did the automatic charcoal maker that I've got working in the tree farm right now. I feel like I've been doing a bunch of redstone kind of technical videos with the creation of that thing, other than I guess the one aesthetic build of the actual building there, but I didn't really do a lot of that with you, so I wanted to do something that I could do more actually on doing some screen time with you. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to work on this area down here. I think I want to throw like a water feature down in there and maybe get some roads connecting the slime farm to this, and maybe work on some way to get down this this hillside here down to below. So that's, I think, what we may take a look at doing today. I'm not sure I've got enough building materials with me right now to really make a huge dent in this project, but you know what, I'm going to go for it. I think we can at least get our fountain built, because I think I've just goofed around with this a little bit and I already know what I want to do there. Incidentally, I did want to make one little side note too. I don't know if you guys remember, a while ago I actually planted a whole bunch of sunflowers over here, and I'm not really sure where the hell they went, but they are no longer growing here. So I don't know if maybe certain plants are biome specific, and even though you rip them out of the ground in one biome and you plant them somewhere else, I'm not sure they're going to stick around. So anyway, something that I felt was kind of maybe important to know, because I thought that kind of sucked. So anyway, I wanted to let you guys know that little tidbit. In the meantime, I've already kind of marked out, this is kind of my center point that I want for this thing that I'm going to build. It's actually kind of midpoint between this lowest point here and over here where the slime farm is. So I'm going to actually build my little fountain right here. But I wanted to go ahead, I'm going to ring this sucker in first, so that we can make sure that the water from this thing isn't going to flow everywhere and make our torches go bye-bye. So that's going to hold everything in. Ultimately, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and put some kind of a something cool as far as a floor in here. Maybe I can use some, oh hell, I don't know. Maybe we'll go with some maybe lapis blocks or something. Although I don't want to use lapis now because there's actually going to be a use for them. But yeah, we'll see. We'll figure something cool out. I think I want the height on this thing to be pretty decent, so I think that's probably going to be okay right there. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pop myself up here. Oh man, I cannot believe I just did that. That was dumber than a box of hair. Yeah, that'll work, I think. We'll get us up here, and then we'll pop that guy out for now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and this is the way that I like to build something like this, because I don't like just having, hey, we got a little tiny bubbling thing. We want some presence here, right? So I think that's what we're going to want to do. And then I will pull that column out of there. I'm not so sure about that, guys. Yeah, I'm not really sure I like that at all. It's not what I had in mind. I think maybe it's a little too tall, but let's maybe do something else too. I want it to look like it's kind of bubbling up a little better. So let's pop that guy out, and we'll actually place it. Now let's place it on the bottom of that and see what we get. That should go down more. No, that still didn't do what I wanted, is it? That's okay, but it's just a little too low now. Alright, I thought I knew what I wanted to do, guys. Maybe I do like that first one better after all. Alright, let's get up here again. I'll place this from here. I don't think I need to worry about what's underneath it. Yeah, that's gonna work. That gives us enough presence, I think. Good height for it. I just gotta make sure we get a little bit better look to the rest of that. Let's see what that looks like from over here. And then I'm gonna probably have to go AFK so I can get some blocks. Yeah, I kinda like that. I think that's gonna be a good enough height. We kind of spill out. Looks kind of fountainy to me. Yeah, definitely. Alright, so I'm going to get some more blocks in here so we can figure out what we're going to do to the floor of that thing. But I want to have like a road that kind of connects to this thing, and then we'll have like a big area here that we can kind of run around the outside of this. And I was going to connect it on this side as well, but I'm not sure we're going to even need to connect it per se too much. In my test world, where I was goofing around with this a little bit, I actually had a full circle around it, so I'm not sure that I'm going to want to do that around this side. I don't know. Well, like I said, I may go off camera here a little bit and just kind of rough it in so you guys can see what I'm going to do. But I'll certainly come back and let you guys get a look at what we're doing, and it might be kind of a build in progress together thing. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're going to check my math abilities now. I guess the first thing we're going to do is, I really don't like the way the grass looks underneath this thing, so I'm going to chop those guys out of there. And we're going to replace that. And the block that I found in doing a little experimentation that I think looks the best for these things, if you want to make it look like it's just a lot of water, is the blue stained clay. At least in my texture pack, it's pretty much a dead match to the actual watercolor. So I've got 23 blocks of that here, which I think is going to be one less than we actually want. Come on, there we go. I know it looks pretty obvious right now, but I think once we get this completely done here, it is going to blend right in. Oh great, we're going to get serenaded by slimes doing this build. That's fun. Hopefully you guys don't have to hear them. So there we go. So okay, my math skills suck. I have extra blocks, but that's okay. I'll take them. So then I guess the next thing, I'm going to throw that block in there, that little glowstone, so we can light this sucker up. Well, like I said, I think right now it's probably a good enough contrast still with all the grass around it, but I think that is going to look pretty cool in there. So that's thing one. Thing two, I want to make sure that we're really well lit up around this thing. And I think that what I'm going to do for that, and I'm not sure, like I said, I'm still not sure how I'm going to handle this side yet. May have some changes coming to the design, to the design, I guess we can call it that, of that hillside. Naturally, we're going to make that a little differently, but we will see. So, all right, there's that stuff. Now I gotta think. Thinking's bad, guys. Let me see. I think I want to make like a little vestibular thing here. There's a big word for you. That's your word of the day, guys. Vestibular. That's fun to say. I'm going to make that a little wider, and I don't know where we're going to have what I'm building right now. This little road is going to go off somewhere, but I'm not sure where yet. So let's go ahead. We'll do this one first because that's going to make more sense. And we can get the build next to the slimes out of the way first. Why don't I be smart and use a shovel? I made myself a little crappy stone shovel just because don't think I'm really going to be using it that much for this build. He says as he realizes how much grass he's got to dig up to make this thing work. So let's do that. Yeah, let's do that with this guy too. Although I think that's probably going to naturally happen when I place this guy down. Hopefully anyway, right? Bow, yeah, baby. Alright, cool. So I'm going to do that. Then I think I'm going to fill this stuff in with half slabs. Is my next thought on how we're going to maybe decorate this thing a little bit. So let me go ahead and get that stuff in here. Now I'm going to have to figure out some kind of a happy medium here. I know how I want to join these two guys, but I guess we'll be climbing up there a little bit. I think what I'm going to do, let's do this and this. Then give it some sides here. Then actually this is going to be a little interesting. How do I want to do this? Definitely not like that. I'd like to get these guys to all kind of blend together. Let's see if we can't make that happen like this maybe. Yeah, good deal. So that was dunk. Can you make the same mistakes? It's going to be dunk and then dunk. Cool. So I like how that's working. Then let's do the same. Well, hell, you know what? Let's just make this symmetrical for now. So we did that. Then this is just going to be 3 blocks wide. And we'll get all this stuff placed in. I'm probably going to run out of building materials very quickly. I think I vastly underestimated what I'm going to need here. But that's okay. We're going to make it work. We do the best we can. And now I got to figure out how the hell I did that on the other side. I think I did it this way. Yeah, that's how I did it. So I'll do that, and then I'll pop this guy back out again here too. So yeah, hopefully you guys like seeing this this sort of stuff. Is that right? Or yeah, this is too wide. Dang nabbit. Alright, I gotta dig this back a little bit further. So alright, I'm gonna continue to do that. I'll do that off camera on the other sides here as well. And I will come back in and kind of show you what we got there and what we're going to do next. Alright guys, here we go as we're unfolding a little bit more. I went ahead and I connected this staircase up here as well. So we have kind of that as our lead-in over to this area. Then here's where we finished out here, and then you already saw where we have the slimes who are causing an amazing amount of lag here really fast. Although I'm not sure why. There's not really that many of them over here. So maybe there's something else gunky going on really fast. Let me see if I can't figure that out, and I will come right back. I don't want to be all stuttery for you. One sec. There we go. That seems a little bit better, guys. So, alright, not sure what the deal was there. I just restarted Minecraft, and 9 times out of 10, that will do the trick. So I think the next thing I want to do is on this outermost edge here, I think I want to actually create kind of a way back in. Let's see if I want to count this out. I wanted this to be 5 blocks wide, and then we're going to go in 2, and then 1, then 2. Yeah, so we actually, I think we want to do it back here, if I'm not mistaken. So we would do, well, do I have dirt? Yeah, I've got some dirt. It's going to be a pain in the ass to dig out because I broke my shovel. But alright, so we would do 1, 2, 1 where that torch is, and then 1, 2. So I'm going to do that actually right now out of half slabs. So not too bad. I do have to dig these down. And I think I'm going to leave the grass in between though, so we can build, so we can actually have something kind of purdy growing in there. Again, this is an aesthetic build, so we want to do something kind of cool with it that is going to be pretty to look at. secure in my manliness, so I'm not too worried about that. I figure this guy's dug out 2/3 of this damn world, so I think he can have some pretty flowers around if he wants pretty flowers around, right? That'll work. Just go with it, right? Alright, there's that. And we'll repeat this pattern here as well. Now, like I said, this is where I start to get a little fuzzy and draw a blank, because I guess if I want to do it here, let's see where I would need to have dirt. Then I would need 1, 2 here. Then this is actually where this thing would come out to. And then on this side we would go 1, 1, 2, 1 here, and 1, 2 here. Is that right? Yeah, and then we would connect up with the rest of that junk. Oops, right here. So, you know what? Let's go ahead. I'm going to fill this in with dirt, guys, because I'm not sure what I'm going to want to do, but if I do want to do a little flight of steps going down here, this would be a good place to do it too. I mean, honestly, that's a pretty good spot. It's right between the chickens and the sheep, which, God, I still got to do something with those guys. Am I ever going to have a proper sheep farm? We'll never know. Alright, you know, I'm going to throw one more block in here so we can hide the edge there and I don't have to make that an extra slab in there. I don't think that's going to hurt the way we look or anything. To do the same thing here though too, won't I? Oh, and I got some crap underneath there I gotta fill in. So alright, let me do a little more terraforming here, guys, and I will be right back, show you what we've got. Alright guys, so there we go. That's what I'm looking at there, which is kinda starting to take shape. I want to get some height in there, I need to get some color in there as well, so let's head down there now really fast. And I'll do a little bit of that before I call it an episode. I'm not sure how long I've been recording, but I have a feeling I'm probably running over time, running over the time that I want to spend on these things with you guys. So I'm gonna put in like these little, I think I've done these once before with you guys, these little fake looking tree guys. They're just a little more impressive than sticking a tree in a flower pot kind of a deal. So not quite, I don't know if we want to call them shrubs or what we want to call them, but I think they look pretty cool. Oh man, I did not just do that. Shoot. Alright, well I'll have to get another one of those guys, but we can finish that out. It's you guys' fault. You distracted me with your fapping. Alright. Okay guys, so there we have that. Let's go ahead and we'll throw down some color here so we can call this an episode. I'll fix that tree before the next one. Just gonna bone meal this stuff in a little bit, give it some more character. But hey, cool, got a little red flower there. As you can see, I like I did a little terraforming here before I run out of this area. Let's go ahead and take a peek at it. You can see I did a little terraforming there to make that fit a little better, and we'll just throw our staircase right there. I'm not sure how steep I'm going to do that or what I'm going to do to decorate it. I'll show that to you guys next time. I'm thinking I'll probably continue with this kind of thing, which I need to do. Actually, if I need to finish this out over here as well, I'll probably stop it right there. But then, yeah, I think that's going to give us a good look overall at things. I'm going to go ahead and slap down some of these little flowers manually here, just to get some more color in here that we're not going to get elsewhere, or at least not from this stuff. So, all right, I will go ahead and call that an episode, guys. I'll replace this, and like I said, I'll show you what we end up with the next video. But do me a favor, give me a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. If you're not already a subscriber, do subscribe as well, and I will see you guys next time.